lovelies, this is Sheree from Divine Visions. I'm bringing you a pick a card reading today. We're going to be having a look at what is blocking you from your true heart's desire and what can we do about it. So this is going to be based on this full moon in Gemini, December 12th. The energies around this time, we're going to be focusing on what is a main priority for us right now in looking at what is perhaps a blockage or some kind of an obstacle that's preventing us from achieving what it is that our heart desires. So take a moment to focus on the cards. There's four main readings in front of you here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll give you a moment to focus on the cards and then I'll get the reading started. So if you chose reading number 1, we're going to see what your greatest priority is right now. And so your greatest priority at this time is to emerge into grace. It says, I open my soul to grace. So what you need to do at this time is really allow yourself to perhaps just surrender everything that's been stressing you out, all the tension that's in your life. Emerge into a graceful position right now, allowing things to flow, to just be, okay? We're going to see, this is all going to make sense in a moment. We're going to see right now what is actually blocking you. What is blocking you to your heart's desire? What is blocking you from your heart's desire, I should say? Pride. It can be connected to the ego. It can be a mask that we wear. Sometimes we can be too caught up on how our image is opposed to what's really going on beneath. And it makes sense with the emerging into grace right now as a main priority, is that you want to be able to shed this from yourself, this mask. You want people to be able to see yourself. You want to be true to yourself. But something must have occurred for you to, perhaps there's been a lot of pain in your life, or there's a lot of challenges that have almost forced you to put on this mask, to present yourself to the world in a different way, to be something that you perhaps want to be but have realized that it's not really who you are. So there's a deeper inner issue going on here that has caused you to put on this mask. And it's kind of like this pride, being over proud sometimes can be almost like a false sense of confidence. And so it's why we're saying about emerging into grace. You want to be able to just let it fall away from you now so that you can reveal your true self. And what this is in connection with is your sacral chakra. So this is to do with your personal feelings. It's your creative center. It's also to do with your personal relationships. It's your social connections. It can be your intimacy. It can be sexuality. There's some part of you that has, you're hiding behind. There's some part of you that might have been wounded, that you're hiding behind this mask now, and you're putting on a very tough front. And so basically what this is saying is that this is what's blocking you, to your heart's true desire. So what you want to achieve is not going to occur whilst you've got this mask on. You need to emerge into grace. So let's see now, just having a look. What is this actually teaching you about yourself, though? What is the lesson in this for you? What is this teaching you, all this stuff here? We've got wisdom. I just wanted to see the numbers in this one too. So we've got the number 7 here. It's all about learning and study. It's about learning about who you are as a person. These lessons are teaching you much about yourself. You're acquiring wisdom along the way, whether you feel it or not. There is something definitely coming to you that you need to be able to see. You need to be able to see past the veil, see past the mask. And I do feel that there is a very strong depth to you. You're a very deep person. You do hold a lot of wisdom, and there is a lot of sadness in you as well. There has been a lot of lessons based on this issue, this deep core issue. And it is a deep issue. It's in the sacral chakra. So this is big stuff that you're blocking here. This can be intimacy. This can be relationship stuff. Could be your own creativity, but there's this false sense of this false mask being presented to the world, and it's there. You're aware of it. But at the same time, being vulnerable or being in a vulnerable position means that you can get hurt, and that's why that's there. That's why that's there. It could be a feeling like that you might be a failure, or if you reveal your true self, that you'll be rejected, that kind of thing. But this is teaching you wisdom about yourself, about life, what you can build in the world. Number 22 is a master builder. It's what you can bring into the world, what you can actually, build and create. I get the word restore as well. It's almost like you are going to, or it's teaching you to restore yourself, to restore your own identity perhaps, because you've lost yourself along the way. And so what we see with this is that you need to surrender frustration. So it says, how do I release my mask? How do I release this mask? What's caused this in the first place is this block in the sacral chakra, which is frustration. Frustration at not being heard. Frustration at not being able to, achieve or manifest the things that you wish to. Frustration at not having the relationship that you want to work out in a certain way, or perhaps you're beating yourself up, deep down you're wounded, but you're presenting yourself as somebody different. To kind of like, some of you may be getting back at the other person and saying, you know what, I'm fine. I don't need you. I don't need anything. I'm fine the way I am, when deep down you're crumbling. So it's like surrender frustration. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff going on with you. And frustration that's not dealt with can resolve, It can turn into anger. So frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. Because you guys, some of you are sick and tired of this mask. You just want to be done with it now. And you just can't keep up the fight any longer. This false sense of security, you're just sick of it. You want to be yourself, but you're not sure how to be. So it's saying surrender frustration. That's how you can release the mask. Now, we're going to see what you can do in order to surrender frustration. It says home. This is Muriel. Okay, so home is where the heart is. Home is free. It's freeing. It's secure. It's safety. Some of you don't feel safe, okay, within your own personal relationships, within intimacy, within creativity. It feels to me that a lot of you are not safe, perhaps even in your own home. You have to put on a front around those around you, within your family, within a spouse situation, whatever it is. There's the home there. Home is safety. So if you feel that deep within yourself you can only trust yourself and you can't really trust anyone else around you, then this is where you need to go, this inner sanctuary, within a meditation, within your own mind, whatever it is, you need to be able to focus on this, get to the core of the issue, the core of the heart, the issue of the heart. That's what this is about. And knowing that there is a safe place for you that you can call home, whether it be a deceased loved one or your actual sanctuary, your physical home, or in a meditation you can visit a deceased loved one, because I'm seeing the wings of the angels here too, which means that you can be free to fly through this. You can soar high through this. And I feel like surrendering the frustration is going to happen when you resolve an issue, perhaps even around the home, or a core issue that resolved around family and the home. It could have been in the past, something that has caused you in life to build this mask over yourself now. There's a deep core wound that needs to be dealt with, and it starts with this. It starts with the home situation here. So whoever was home to you, that you allowed your heart to open up to and you were wounded by, that is the core issue that you need to release so you can surrender to this, okay? Surrender frustration. So what you need to focus on right now is cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. So, you could literally go and bathe in a spa or in a bath, put some essential oils in there, really cleanse your energy and emerge into grace, because that is your main priority at this time, is to emerge into grace, to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to allow yourself to that gentle kind of energy. You've been harsh for too long. Okay, your sacral chakra needs to be unblocked now so that you can allow the flow of energy to come into this and out of this. So how you can do that is through water, cleansing water. Drink plenty of water, go swimming, allow your body to just relax in water. She's in water and she's in water. So it's very important that you're able to even get into salt water, whether it be the beach or a salt water pool. This is what you need to do, because it feels to me that you're so wound up, you need to relax. You need to be able to relax and allow yourself to be not just your physical self, but your mind. See how she's happy and she's calm and she seems free? We've got the lotus flower, which represents the spiritual chakra. It's opening up to the higher powers through meditation. We've got the white flowers, which represent purity and innocence. We've got the water here, which is that emotion. And we've also got the dragonfly, which represents illusion. So it's getting past this illusion of this mask. And through purifying your vibrant life force, it's going to activate that within you. Okay, so I really hope this has helped in some way. I hope it's made some sense. If not, you're free to ask questions down in the comments below. But this is what's going on. There's a deep issue that needs to be dealt with here. That it can be. There's something very heavy at the moment, not only in the sacral chakra, but in the heart chakra that can be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with. This can also represent tears. We've got salt water in our eyes, so there's tears that can be very cleansing. You've been holding back for a long time, playing the tough kind of thing here, putting on a tough face, a tough role. And so it's now time to just be free. Allow it to let go. Shed that, false mask. It can be kind of aloof energy. It can be cold. It can be very non-feeling. So this is what you want to get back to, is feeling safe again, feeling secure. Acquiring the wisdom along the way. It's acquiring you to trust in your own wisdom, to trust in your own self, to make the right choices this time. And you can surrender frustration in the process. I hope that's helped you. Okay, if you chose reading number 2, you're going to see what your greatest priority is at this time. So your greatest priority at this time is to let go. It says, I surrendered joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. We've got the 2 fish here, which can represent Pisces. For any of you watching that are a Pisces, this could be a significant message for you. But it's definitely a very strong feeling, like a strong message here, that you just need to surrender and allow things to happen, allow things to flow in your life. Let's see what this is to do with, okay? This is what's blocking you from your heart's desire. We've got home. This is interesting because home is usually safety and security, and it's a place where we grow up, and we usually feel, some people don't. Some people have a bad home life or have had a bad home life. It hasn't always been secure. There's many messages in this for you guys, because so many of you are going through different things regarding your home, and it can symbolize safety and security, a feeling of belonging. And home is where the heart is. And we see this woman here, and she's got a flame, like a candlelight here. And she's reading something like a letter, it looks like. And so it could be somebody that is away from her, that she's at home waiting for somebody, or somebody's, gone away. Yeah, she's waiting for someone, or they're waiting for her. Either way, there's something going on with the home where somebody is kind of like waiting. It feels to me like you guys are waiting for a lot of you, waiting to find that person that might be home for you. Or if you have found that person, waiting for them to join in union with you. It could also be that some of you are physically dealing with a home. Could be the sale of a home, could be moving into a place, moving overseas. It could be anything, guys, but the home is where the heart is. Home represents security and stability and safety and belonging. So priority here is to let go, allow it to flow, allow things to come and go. The home is usually somewhere that's, it's stamped in, it's cemented in, it's our own place to come back to. But being a gypsy, if you're going to let go and allow things to come and go and flow and move on and stuff like that, it's not always going to be in the one place either. So sometimes we have to let go of our expectations around a situation. We don't always have security and stability. Sometimes we just have to let go and just see what happens. Let's see what this card's to do with. This is in connection with this one. Wow. Shine. This is a beautiful positive card here. This is to do with the Leo energy too. This is the Sun card in the tarot, which represents positivity, expansion. It's also a childlike kind of energy as well. It talks about children, it's fun, it's playful, it's light. But it's also saying that you need to perhaps, what's blocking you is that maybe you're not seeing something for what it truly is. Maybe you're not, she's looking down, she's not looking at the light or anything. It's almost like you might feel that you're in a space of sadness or darkness right now or uncertainty. And you're not allowing the light to come in, or you're not following the light. The light is leading the way, but you're too busy focusing on one aspect and not allowing other things to sort of flow. It's not flowing for you right now. It's a block. So there is definitely something that's preventing the light from coming in so that you can see where this is, where your home is, or who your home is, or where you're meant to be. You just need to be able to let go. Let something go so that the light can come in and show you what it is you need to see. So what is this teaching you right now? Yeah. See, sometimes when we are too focused on something, we miss the opportunity for a new beginning. And there's definitely a new beginning coming to you. We have the number 2 for this one, which represents planning and making that first move. It's about duality. It's about joining with someone else. It can represent that. It can be 2 people coming together to forge a path. It can be the opposites, like the duality as well in life. We do see this beautiful doorway with this green pastures and green, hedges and trees and stuff. And then on the outside here, we're seeing the darkness, and it looks like snow. So it's definitely the different seasons going on here. It's telling us there's a new beginning if we only just look up and see the light. So some of you might literally be hiding away in your homes, being a hermit, locking yourself away in your room, going over something like a text message or an email. There's something about this energy that's very resistant to going through this cycle here of letting go and allowing things to flow and see what happens, and being able to embrace the new beginning. So, how can you find security and safety in this situation? How can you find this? You need to surrender your resentments. So holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. This is the positivity here. See how the umbrella's just been let go of? It's surrendering that resentment that's being held within. There's something that you're holding within you that you're just going over and over in your mind and you're not budging on. And this is why it's hard to see the light. And without seeing the light, you're not able to see what needs to be let go of, or you can't let go of the resentments there. So what can you do to help you surrender to the resentments? You need to embrace your emotions. Some of you, now just going to go through these cards again. Some of you are holding on to this emotion of resentment. It's held so much within that by refusing to see something for what it truly is, you're harboring this resentment within yourself. You're not embracing the true emotion. You're not allowing yourself to do that, because if you do that, it means you're going to break that thought pattern, and you don't want to do that. You're stuck on something. You're not letting go. You're not letting go of something from either that's currently happening with somebody or a situation. There's something that's really got to you and that you're not letting go of. You're just not letting it go. And you're being asked to see the light to a situation and to see it from a different perspective in order to go through this new beginning, that it's not a scary thing. The transition can be uncomfortable, but it can be a really good, positive thing at the end of the day. Sometimes we trap ourselves in from everybody outside to feel safe, but at the same time, we're not necessarily safe with ourselves because we don't trust ourselves and we're not opening up to the emotions within us, the truth. So there's something that you guys need to let go of. How can you let go of this? Is to tap into your true emotions. What is behind this stuff is fear of letting go, fear of not being in control if you do let it go, and a fear that if you do surrender, that you're going to fall apart and just cry your eyes out. Which is not a bad thing, because when we do that, we release so many things. So there's somebody perhaps in your mind that you're dealing with right now that you just can't let something go. You can't let it go. And you can't seem to see the light, the positives in this right now. You don't want to move into this new beginning. You're attached to this sort of resentment right now. Maybe you're not forgiving somebody. And the way to get through this is to embrace your emotions, be true to yourself. What is the core issue beyond the resentments? It would be hurt, wouldn't it? It would be probably feeling that you can't be yourself, or that you're not feeling safe in an environment, or just feeling like you're not sure where things are going. So you need to keep it as it is so you do know what's going on. Let's have a look at the focus. Look at this, guys. Transformation. A fresh, new way of living emerges. This is the phoenix. The phoenix rises from the ashes and restarts again into a new beginning. So you are holding on and stopping this flow of energy coming into your life for this positive energy. There's something you're just afraid to let go of, or you're too busy holding on to it out of fear of losing something. But the beginning looks promising. It's more positive than you realize. And the transformation is going to be a blessing for you. You just need to tap into those emotions, maybe write it down. Maybe write down some of the things that you really want to release this full moon, to let go of, to get out of this rut that you're in, to embrace the new beginning, and to be able to transform yourself in a way that you can be free and let go of things that no longer serve you. So I hope that's helped you. Okay, if you chose reading number 3, we're going to see what your greatest priority is right now for this full moon. Who couldn't have gotten a better message for Gemini? Communicating freely. I communicate from the depths of my being. This is going to be a very big priority for some of you, especially if you're not good at communicating or expressing yourself freely. So let's have a look then at what is blocking you from your heart's desire. Help from above. Now, this is an interesting one because a lot of us can read this in so many ways. We can see that help from above, for those who believe, could be from God, could be deceased loved ones, could be angels, spirit guides, could be the higher self, your own higher self, your higher wisdom. And it's blocking you for some reason from your heart's true desire. Why is this? I reckon this is because there might be a match. What I'm trying to see here. Your expectations might be really high at the moment, or they might be really low. Meaning that you don't believe something's coming to you, or you're confused, or you just don't have faith in the higher powers, or even in your own self to bring it about. Maybe you're not really sure on how to express outwardly what it is, or even freely, what it is that you want to have in your life right now. Maybe you're lost for words. Maybe your mind is a bit foggy. You know, there's something going on here with the communication. I communicate from the depths of my being. You know, the spoken word or even intention itself is so powerful that some of you might have even wished for things and that they've happened and you freaked yourself out, which I've done that. I have done that. And I understand this completely. That sometimes it's really hard to ask for what we want because, my God, what's the saying? Be careful for what you wish for because it will come to you. It will come true. So some of you might be really struggling with this, asking for help from above. Maybe you're looking in a different direction entirely. Maybe you're too busy in the 3D, you know, worried about the stuff that's going on in the 3D, all the frustrations and the stress and struggling and the challenges that come along, that you're just not able to get your head right now to be able to put it into words or an affirmation or whatever it is to bring this wisdom in. Okay, so let's have a look at what this is connected to. I forgot about this. So this is listen. This is the higher wisdom, the higher guidance, our higher self. This is the high priestess. It's our intuition, guys. So this is what the block is. Your crown chakra may be blocked right now. Could definitely be linked to the third eye as well. And even your throat chakra. So the three main higher chakras, throat, third eye, and crown chakra, are perhaps all blocked right now. And this is why you're confused and not making a connection or not feeling that things are moving, you know, like synchronistically in your life. Things are just not falling into place. Things are just not gelling right now. So what this is that you're required to do is tune in somehow into your higher wisdom, into your higher self. Listen to your intuition, where it's guiding you to go. It's blocked right now. Your highest priority is to communicate freely. You know, this can also be prayer for those of you who pray. It could be chanting in a meditation. It could be anything that you can do to tune into the higher self. So what is this teaching you right now? This is teaching you to release all that you no longer need. I find this really interesting. There is 2 27s in this. The 2s are representing harmony and balance, but it's also a number 2 for this, which is the high priestess, intuition. It's also representing the 7, which is all about study, seeking the answers. It's the person who goes on a quest to find things, to find answers. And we're also seeing that together they represent the number 9, which is the number of solitude. So you definitely have to be on your own in this journey to do this. And that might be a block for you. You might not necessarily feel comfortable in being in your own thoughts or in a meditation or whatever it is. But you are learning to release things that no longer serve you and transform this energy into something positive. This is what this is teaching you right now, is to face your fears regarding this. Some of you have always put yourself last. You're always giving to other people. So it's very hard for you to ask for things that you want. But in order to do so, it's teaching you what it is that you need to release from yourself, from your higher self, from within, from your life, physically, emotionally, and mentally, what it is that you need to release. It's this doubt, it's this uncertainty, it's the turbulent emotions that are connected with this. It's teaching you to release, which is what this full moon's all about. And look what's right behind her is a full moon. So we are coming into this December 12th in Gemini. It's teaching you to release. Release all those thoughts that don't matter, that are negative coming in. So let's see what you need to surrender. So how can you trust in your divine guidance? You need to surrender your low self-esteem. This is you not believing in yourself enough. So it says you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention, there's that word, to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So interesting. So you could also make an affirmation this full moon on how to surrender your low self-esteem and how to tap into your own guidance here. So what is this connected to? So how do you surrender this? We've got completion. I think it means to recognize that everything has its own cycle, its own rhythm. You know, everything comes around. What goes around comes around. What you put out there will come back to you. To surrender the low self-esteem is to realize you are already complete and perfect as you are. Already in your existence right now. You are exactly where you're meant to be right now in your life. And this can be changed. We do have the power of intention. We also have the free will to change how we go about this cycle. How we come to completion in ourselves. You can either complete a cycle by going around the same pattern, the same cycle. You can complete that cycle by going around and around in the same one. Or you can complete a cycle by removing yourself from this and moving into a state of completion once you've tapped into this stuff as well and be able to communicate freely and come into this completion. You might also feel that you're really complete within yourself once you overcome this and release this. But the only way to perhaps release this self-esteem as well is to trust what you're hearing in your mind, you know, in your higher self, what it's telling you rather than the fearful things. It's that higher wisdom once again to be able to speak very clearly to the universe, to your higher self, what it is you want. It's interesting because Archangel Azrael is the angel of death and he's the angel of transition. And so it's interesting to me because you might be going through some kind of a spiritual transition, a spiritual death, a death of the ego, to come into this place of completion right here. So trusting in your intuition will come freely for you. And what this is about is that you need to navigate by the stars. You need to follow your bliss. So interesting. We're talking about higher self, help from above, and we got the stars here as well. You know, the full moon coming up, it's definitely going to be a nighttime event. So you can definitely write down all your intentions and what you'd like to manifest and what you want to see released in this. Like, what do you want to see released? What do you want to release from your life right now? What fears do you want to release right now? Yeah, it's just so interesting because this is like a magical kind of energy going on here. It does really feel like that. There's a higher energy going on here. It's not just a 3D practical stuff going on. There's definitely, like, you've got the power to create and manifest what it is you want. You've got to communicate freely. You've been told to shut up in life. It's almost like your thoughts don't matter and you've had to be quiet. And so with this, you've just shut down your higher wisdom, your intuition, and you've just thought, no, I can't trust that. I can't trust that. So that's where the low self-esteem comes in, because then you make wrong decisions and you don't feel complete in your life. But you're going to start trusting in your intuition. Some of you might even feel like you're astral traveling, you know, dreams that are like you wake up from dreams thinking, shit, I know I've been somewhere. You know, that feeling where it's like, whoa, I've been on a journey. It's just so weird how that happens. But it's just like such a spiritual reading, this part of it, reading number 3. It's about getting in touch with your true, powerful, spiritual nature. And you're going to be able to do that if you're able to take these steps. Okay, guys? So I hope that's helped you. Okay, if you chose reading number 4, we're going to see what your greatest priority is here for this full moon is sharing of yourself. I am an incredibly generous being. If you say that to yourself, do you believe it? Are you able to share yourself, with others? Are you able to delve into that? Or are you quite a closed off kind of private person? Are you very introverted? This is something that we could be looking at here. But it's a big priority to share your true self with others because you have a lot to give. Let's see what your block is here. What's blocking you from your heart's desire? Family and tribe. This is interesting. There's something to do with your family background that may be causing a block in a situation where you want to succeed. Let's see what this is in connection with. Okay. The Five of Cups is about sadness and grief. It's about feeling lost. It's about looking into the past and having regrets. And when I see these two cards together, it really tells me there's been a sad family history here. Could go back generations, but there's definitely some kind of a cycle where there's been pain. And let's face it, a lot of us have had a lot of pain in family background, in our family background. In our families, there might have been broken families. There might have been abuse. There might have been, just all sorts of different things here. There could have been addictions. There could have been violence. There could have been divorces. There's just so many things that could happen to anybody in any given situation regarding their family life and how they grew up. This is going to perhaps be a very deep reading for some of you. It might be something that you need to hear. But if you can resonate with this, if you relate, then we'll keep going. If not, you can choose another reading. That's completely fine. But there's something about your past that's really affecting you in achieving what your heart's desire is right now, and it's blocking this right now. And it's interesting that this greatest priority right now is to share yourself. It's very hard to share yourself if you've been in a family which has pushed you down, or made you feel guilty or bad or ashamed for trying to, show yourself in the world. It might not even be that you've had a really bad background. It could just be that there's certain customs or traditions in your family or religion that may cause suffering within you to do with moving forward into your heart's true desire. And that pathway. So what is this teaching you right now? It's teaching you to balance yourself. Where do you fit in from where you were to where you are now and where you're going? So it's about balancing the scales and realizing that that is in the past. Yes, it's affecting you now, but it's in the past. A lot of this is in the past. Just because of this card here represents looking back into something that's already happened, but it's not to say that it's not occurring for you guys right now. Some of you might still be dealing with challenges with family right now and really finding it hard to break free and be your own person. So you're trying to find balance within yourself, and this is what this is teaching you right now, is to find that middle ground. Can represent the scales of justice. Some of you might feel like you need to seek justice in an area. That's only for some of you. But a lot of you need to find your own path now. Now, what do you need to surrender? How do you detach from this family issue? Wow. Surrender to receiving support and love. So allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So what this is saying is that you might have learned to close off because of this situation here. It might have been too painful that you are not able to share yourself. You have closed off to receiving this from another person or other people. Maybe you don't trust people. Maybe you don't trust yourself. It's like a hiding away. So it's saying surrender to receiving support and love. It feels to me that a lot of you have felt that you're not worthy of love, or that you're unlovable, or that you just don't have anything to give, or it won't be accepted anyway. And some of you have felt that you can't receive this because it'll be taken away from you or you don't deserve it. There's a lot of that stuff going on. There's a lot of shame going on here. So, how do you surrender that? How do you surrender this issue here? It's the hidden world. This is your hidden self. This is your introverted self. This is your special safe haven that you hold within yourself. Your sacred place, your secret place. So it's almost like your happy place. You know, you go within and you are able to be in your own mind, in your own emotions, away from others. Like you close your eyes and you take yourself far away from whatever pain has been there. And so this is how you're going to also surrender to receiving support and love, is to first love yourself, to first give to yourself and nurture yourself so that you can eventually share yourself with others and show them who you truly are and open up. And what you can focus on with this is that the world is a wondrous universe. Walk in beauty. You don't have to keep following the path anymore. If there are cycles that were negative or destructive or dysfunctional, you can break those cycles and walk in beauty amongst this wondrous and vast universe, because not everybody is following the same cycle. It's very unique to you. And it does show me that in this state here, you can gain confidence within yourself. You can be gentle and hold strength within yourself to walk this path where it's just you. It's independence, it's being independently able to walk away from something and knowing that not everybody that comes into your path is going to create pain, or not every relationship is going to break apart, or not everyone's going to control you, or whatever happened in your family, not everybody is going to be the same way. You will be able to open up from your hidden world. You'll be able to emerge and share yourself, because you've got a lot to give to somebody else or to the planet even. So there's definitely a core issue where there's a lot of stuff to heal from here. And for some of you, you may not even know certain members of your family. Some of you may have been adopted. There's so many different ways of looking at this, where at the end of the day, no matter what your situation is, it's made you look at yourself in a certain light and feel that ashamed, or that you're not able to or have the confidence to give someone who you truly are, give to someone else who you truly are. And this has always been a block for you. And this full moon, you can try and surrender this. It's not going to happen this full moon, by the way. For some of you, it could be overnight, but it's a process for this kind of thing. But it's about knowing how precious and special you really are in this universe, that you have a place here. You are here for a reason. And in this big, vast universe that we live in, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It doesn't have to be unsafe. You can be safe in walking in beauty and walking your path and being creative and allowing those only close, trusted people to come into your circle. And sometimes our family can be our friends. Sometimes it can be hand-picked people that we just feel that we gel with and that are like our soul family. And so it doesn't have to necessarily be a biological connection there. You don't have to necessarily be connected in that way. So this is food for thought, guys. Whatever's going on within you, you can share of yourself. It's going to take some time, but achieving balance in your life is a big thing too, and being able to say no. I'm getting boundaries. It's a very strong thing for you guys that you struggle with, but you're going to get there, I feel, if you're able to give yourself the love and nurture that you deserve. And this is also about giving this to yourself, by the way, so that you can eventually have confidence in opening up to the world and sharing yourself with others. So I hope that's helped you, and love and blessings to you all.